Hello, lovely beings. My name is Larissa and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to talk about the top 5 reasons why I choose to live a predominantly raw, plant-based lifestyle. It is so much more than just a diet. It really is a lifestyle that fully encompasses all aspects of health and wellness in a holistic manner if you are doing it correctly and if you are developing the correct mindset around how you choose to live your daily life and the decisions you make around what you put into your sacred temple and the other aspects of living your life as well, because health goes far beyond just diet alone and moving your body daily, getting time outside in nature and the sun is just as important, and working and developing your spiritual side as well. And I feel like a high vibrational diet like the raw foods lifestyle really helps to level you up in all aspects of your life. And that's been my personal experience, as well as for most of the people that I know that eat this way as well. But I want to start with the number one reason I choose this lifestyle, and that is because it has helped me to reverse my past illnesses that I was suffering with when I was younger. I was diagnosed with insulin resistance, which is prediabetes, when I was about 16 years old. And I was put on medication and told that that was the only solution for the rest of my life. And the medical industry really just makes us victims to our reality rather than empowering us and showing us that what we actually put into our bodies and the lifestyles that we live create dis-ease. And they just want to put us on a pharmaceutical and tell us, oh, there's nothing else you can do. But it wasn't until my early 20s that I learned that I could heal naturally and get off of all my pharmaceutical drugs that the modern day medical industry told me was the only solution for my problems. Not only did I have insulin resistance, but I also was told I had high cholesterol. I was suffering with really bad acne. I was suffering with PCOS. I had contracted Epstein-Barr virus, which kind of led to symptoms similar to chronic fatigue syndrome. I had very achy joints. I mean, the list goes on. I had a lot of strange symptoms and illnesses all throughout my childhood. And, it really all came down to eating an improper diet. And to be able to live so free with clear skin, healthy skin, nails, hair, zero bloating, amazing digestion, never constipated, so much energy and vitality. I used to be super addicted to caffeine, but now I understand on a deeper level how the body works and I nourish my body properly, getting proper fuel. And this will lead into the second reason that I love being on this raw living foods lifestyle, predominantly fruit-based, is I've been able to give up caffeine and stimulants, which a lot of people are addicted to, because I learned that properly fueling my body with high carbohydrate fruits specifically throughout the day energize my body so I don't have to be reliant on caffeine like most people. I mean, the keto diet, for instance, is very popular these days, but you won't really see many keto people that are not heavily reliant on caffeine. And coffee especially is very acidic. It's very toxic to the body. And any sort of caffeine is going to burn out your adrenal glands. It's not real energy and it's not nourishment. It just spikes your adrenaline and weakens your adrenal glands over time. And this can affect all parts of your body. It spikes your cortisol, which is your stress hormones. It can get your whole endocrine system out of whack. And it can also weaken your kidneys because your adrenal glands sit right on top of your kidneys. And you just don't want to be putting anything harmful in your body as, tricking yourself that you're getting energy from it. But real energy comes from food, from the natural sugars in fruit. That is what your body is designed to run off of. And that was actually how I was able to reverse prediabetes or insulin resistance, was actually not avoiding carbohydrates and sugar, but actually eating more natural sugars from fruit and carbohydrates and lowering my fat intake removing the animal products, the oils, the processed foods, the fried foods from my diet, because it's actually a high fat diet that creates diabetes, insulin resistance, and many diseases across the board. So reason one being that now I've reversed and am avoiding even future illnesses. And two, I can have the best energy of my life without being reliant on harmful stimulants like caffeine. And it just feels so empowering, so freeing, and I feel absolutely amazing. And I will admit I do have the occasional green tea or matcha, but I'm not reliant on it. And I stay far, far, far away from coffee because I used to have a horrible coffee addiction and it nearly killed me, but that's a story for another time. Reason number three kind of goes into reason number one a bit when it came to healing my health issues, but one of the top reasons I stay on this lifestyle, and I've been on this lifestyle for 8 years now, is because I have the best skin of my life. Clear, glowing skin, and it's taken years and years of trying to dial in my diet and lifestyle and figure out what exactly is the root cause of acne. And although the diet has played a huge role, stress is also a huge part of what can flare up acne and, living in a polluted environment, all these things. But some things are out of our control, but what we do have control over is what we put into our body. And I also practice mindfulness practices to keep my stress low. Like I said, avoiding caffeine will keep your stress hormones lower as well. So all of these things matter, but I've never had such clear, glowing skin that's literally like vibrant, and people are always like, wow, you have such a glow. And it's because I'm eating these raw living foods that are full of electricity. And I've noticed in the sun, my skin actually has like a radiance to it. It's almost like glittery when the sun hits it. And I've noticed this about people on this lifestyle, that because we're taking in these foods that are so electrical, there's actually electricity still in the living foods when you don't cook them. When you cook foods that came from the earth that were once living, these fruits and vegetables, you cook out that living, that life force energy, and it's electricity. And we are electrical beings. We're meant to intake that, and it's an actual nutrient that we need. But most people have never heard of this, and it's called biophotons. But we need this electricity in our body that comes from the living foods, and it gives you a natural glow. It makes your brain work more efficiently. It makes your whole body work more efficiently, and you'll just never be more glowy. Trust me, it is absolutely amazing. And that goes into reason number four. I notice my brain functions so much better on the raw living foods. I just have no brain fog at all, so much clarity in my thoughts. I'm more just present in each moment and connected to nature, connected to my intuition. And that's going to go into reason number five, the spiritual awakening that I have had on this diet and lifestyle, because we are more connected to the divine. Fruit is the highest frequency food on the planet. It's literally the closest to God, which is, technically the sun. The sun is God of this planet. It's what gives everything on this planet life. And fruit literally just takes in that God force energy, that sunlight energy, and converts it into glucose and delicious, sweet, juicy, sugary deliciousness that we get to ingest and have a full body orgasmic experience when you eat the most delicious, tree ripened, locally picked fruit. Like it's a sacred spiritual experience. Like, I don't know how else to put it, but you really feel so much more connected to the universe, to God, to your highest self, to nature, and your pineal gland starts to open. It starts to get electrically charged and decalcified and awaken to the true reality that we live in. And the most spiritual people I've ever met are people on this lifestyle. And this is not a new age thing. This is not a new concept. Raw veganism has been around for centuries, since ancient times. It's the ancient diet of our people, of humans. It's our biological design, and I have a full video called Are Humans Frugivores? because we are. If you want to go deeper on the exact biological design that we have to eat a predominantly fruit-based diet, that we are not omnivores, we're not carnivores. So if you want to go deeper on all of that, check that video out. I'll have it linked down below and I'll link it up here as well. But you just awaken to reality on this lifestyle because you're more tapped in, because you're taking in higher frequencies and you are what you eat. So everything is energy, everything. And energy never dies, it's just transformed. When you ingest something, you take it into your body and your body becomes what you are fueling it off of. So if you want to be a high frequency, godlike being, if you want to be a goddess, then eat the food of the gods, which is not death. It's not the dead, dismembered bodies of non-human animals. It's not. We should not be eating from the graveyard. We should be eating from the garden. We should be picking from the trees because it's our natural biological design to pluck fruit from trees. We do not have the natural biology to kill. We need to use tools. So what were we eating before we developed tools? You know? So I'll leave you with that thought-provoking statement. And I'm just so passionate about sharing about this lifestyle because it's changed my life for the absolute best. I've been able to heal mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. I also used to really suffer with depression and anxiety, and that has really, diminished on this lifestyle, especially since I also incorporate meditation. But this lifestyle has brought me into a more spiritual version of myself. And I couldn't be happier, more positive, more full of love in my heart. But I have a lot of self-love practices as well. But I wouldn't be where I'm at on my journey today if it wasn't for implementing this high fruit, mostly raw, plant-based lifestyle. I now have more compassion for all life on earth, all the beings, and I now have a much more empowered vision for the future for my life that I'm creating. And I couldn't be more happy to share my energy with you all here online. So thank you all for subscribing, for viewing these videos, for being along on this journey. You can find me over on Instagram as well. And yeah, I just appreciate you all so much. Sending you all so much love and light. Wishing you a beautiful day. And I will see you in another video very soon. Bye.